guys and gals, welcome back to the lab. I'm Dr. Sketch. Today we're going to be reviewing another McFarlane figure. This is a gold label McFarlane. Underrated figure, honestly. Let's get right into it. Okay, so this is a Max Mercury. If you'll notice on the side here, it says Max Mercury and then it says The Flash, because he's part of the Flash family. Now, the name Mercury obviously comes from the original Flash, the very first Flash, the Messenger of the Gods Flash, which is where you also get your Jay Garrick with the Doughboy helmet and the wings on the side of the helmet. That's from the Greek god Mercury. So we got Max Mercury here, and like I said, underrated character. Underrated. Max looks actually pretty good. We're going to unbox this guy, and we're going to show you. This is a gold label McFarlane. 22 points of articulation, obviously. Most of these figures do have that. It's from the DC Multiverse series. You got some artwork on the back here. It's pretty phenomenal artwork, actually, and I think this is the one on the card, too. Yes. So that's the one on the card, too. For those of you who like to collect the artwork, there's the artwork, and it is pretty neat. It's a pretty neat piece of art. You've got Impulse here. Impulse Flash, the kid Flash Impulse. And Mercury, obviously, speeding ahead. So, yeah, we're going to get into it. We're going to check this out and see how the figure itself is. Okay, so here's the figure unboxed. This is Max Mercury, and like I said before, you've got the artwork from the back on the card. Impulse is there in the corner. You can't hardly see him. It's just a piece of his hair. I left the stand in the box. I left the card assembled in the box. Sometimes I like to keep these gold label boxes if I'm not customizing the figure. And, you know, sometimes they go back in the box just for me. Just for me. Obviously, it's, you know, unless somebody gets really desperate and wants a loose figure that had been opened. Basically, that's what this would be. So, he comes with these plastic, looks like a, well, what do you call this? TPA? It's a type of filament that's, type of plastic that's bendable. So that's what this is. And these are his speed, force effects, which I hardly ever use these. But he gives them to, McFarlane gives them to people so that they have some effects if they want to display their figure. Oh, I dropped all my pins. Alright. So let's put this guy on a base. I'm just going to put him on one of my random bases that I use. This one's got paint all over it because I like to use these for to paint my figures, my customs. So there he is. Let's get these Speed Force effects out of the way. So here's Max Mercury. All in all, not too bad of a figure. There's hardly any detail on him. However, I did notice these look like new joints. I've never seen these joints before right here. If you look closely, these ankle joints are bigger than most of the McFarlane figures. Let me see if I can grab one real quick. And I could be wrong, but it could be just because I'm used to the ones in the boots and stuff. And he's got the basically skin-tight skin boots. Let me see here if I can find one. Okay, so it looks like... Okay, so the Red Tornado has those too. So it's not new. Red Tornado has these too. These big ankle joints. But there's not too many figures that actually have those big ankle joints. So, I did notice that. He stands pretty well on his stand. Let's see what happens when you pose him in a Flash pose. Okay, we're going to put him up with his toe. Maybe running in a flash type. Let me get this guy. Right out of the factory, they have their joints are kind of tight. For those of you who wonder how you can get loose joints, let me lay this figure down real quick. I use just a really small amount of treadmill belt lubricant. This is 100% silicone, so it's not going to destroy your plastic. Silicone is the best thing for your plastic as far as oil. This is what they put on treadmill belts, obviously, and what I use on my 3D printer belts as well, because it is 100% silicone and it will not damage your belts. It won't damage your plastics. I am not sponsoring this stuff. I am just letting you know, if you want to loosen your joints on your figures, this stuff is great. It just takes a tiny little amount. Another thing you can use, probably, I don't suggest it, but olive oil. It kind of stinks, so just beware. But this stuff, I think I picked this up for like $7 on Amazon. But you can see I've hardly used any of it. It just takes a tiny little drop. If you can see on my finger there, just a tiny little bit of oil. Okay, so it says no odor. So this is odorless and non-toxic. So if I wanted to, I could actually put this in my mouth. I'm not going to suggest that, and don't do it. But it says it's non-toxic, so it's not going to kill you, I guess. I don't personally suggest eating lubricant treadmill belt oil, but whatever. I'm not going to tell you to do it. So if you rub some of this on the joints and then work them back and forth, see, it kind of loosens them up. Actually, it not kind of loosens them up. It does loosen them up. So you just rub that in there, and it just takes a tiny little bit, and then booyah, they're loose, as Cyborg would say. Booyah. Okay, so we're gonna pose him. Maybe. Okay, so the waist is a little tight, but that's because of the diaper right here. So the diaper's a little tight. Won't allow too much movement, but still, all in all, pretty cool pose. So if he's like gonna take off running or whatever, maybe put his hand out in front. He's got that trigger finger, by the way, for those of you who like those trigger fingers. But they're good for, for holding plastic guns and stuff. And then he's got this fist. He didn't come with any other hands. I was surprised. He didn't come with any other hands. Him being a gold label figure, I was really surprised that he didn't come with at least one other hand. Kind of like my ambush bug here, came with an extra hand. So, yes, I am customizing ambush bug, for those of you who were wondering why it was yellow. And no, I will not tell you who it's going to be. I might do a video on that. So, Max has got a pretty good head sculpt. Let me see if you can get in there. So he's got a pretty good head sculpt. I actually really like the head sculpt. He looks like Max Mercury. I mean, and then the face itself, pretty good. And if you notice here, he's even got the chest hair going on. Manly man. So he's got the drawn on chest hair, basically. This part of his hood here, he's not hooded, but this is like an up collar, kind of like Dead Man had. So you can tell like he's been running because it's pushed over. Okay, so you got that, and this is not movable. You might take a heat gun or something if you wanted to move it, but it's not pliable. I mean, you can just. And his gloves, take a look at his gloves here. These are kind of cool. It's got the split. These are the split gloves. Like maybe a Psycho Pirate type glove. These are pretty cool. I guess you could probably make him into a Psycho Pirate. I don't know. There is a Psycho Pirate available in McFarlane, but he's kind of hard to find, and rarely ever goes on sale I'd never seen them on sale, honestly. Never seen Cycle Pirate on sale. So if you want to customize this guy and make him into Cycle Pirate, more power to you. The boots are basic. They're just basic boots. Like I said, the skin tight boots. You got your different colored diaper here. Wrestler diaper. So yeah, he looks like he's pretty good looking figure. Very plain. Very unexciting, I guess is how you would say it. He's not an exciting figure. Not an exciting figure. Doesn't have a lot of detail. The 22 points of articulation definitely are there. And he bends. I wouldn't say he bends as good as some of the other Flash figures. Some of the other Flash figures, you can pose. I mean, yeah, he's got the 22 points of articulation, but there's not much room to move here in this abdomen. That's really tight. I might have to put some oil in there. But I guess if you work with him enough, you might be able to get him to pose a really good Flash running pose and then put these little effects on him to make him look like he's running. Just don't walk away from your shelf or whatever, because as you notice, he falls over in certain poses. So anyway, there he is in all his glory. Max Mercury. Put him back in his I'm an old man and I'm macho pose. Maybe, yeah, get him looking off into the sunset there like, what are you looking at? I don't know, but it's beautiful. I'm Max Mercury. Okay, so there he is, Max Mercury. Whatever y'all think, however y'all think about this, like I said, uneventful character, but he's underrated. He's still cool. He's a cool character. Those gloves are awesome. The hood's awesome. The head sculpt is awesome. Like I said, no detail. So there's no detail on it, and that part's uneventful. But he is underrated. It is a nice figure for what it is. So there we have it, Max Mercury. So there we have it, Max Mercury, McFarlane Gold Label. Like him or hate him, there's the review. So if you like the channel, make sure you hit that like button, hit that notification bell to get all of our latest videos like this one here. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribing, one, it helps the channel. Even if you don't like the content, subscribe to the channel, please. Help me out. If you don't like the content, let me know. Put it in the description, in the comments below. Or put it in the comments below. If you don't like this channel, if you don't like what I'm doing here, put it in the comments below. It actually helps with the algorithms. If you do like what I'm doing, hey, drop me a thanks, or hey, you're whatever. Just let me know in the comments below that you like what you see. Maybe you have some suggestions that you maybe want to see on the channel. Let me know what you think. What you would like to see. I've got these 3D printers going all the time. I've got 3D prints going all the time, and I promise I'm going to do a 3D print model review. It's just very extensive. There's a lot to go over with 3D prints to let you see some of the creations that I actually do. It plays a big part in my customization here lately, especially with the custom figures. And I've learned some new techniques, and I will show you guys those techniques. If you want to get into 3D printing, maybe I'll do some tutorials and show you guys how to get into 3D printing. Always start simple when it comes to 3D printing. Always start simple. Go with the cheapest, simplest model and learn. There is a huge learning curve on 3D printing. So it's not the easiest thing in the world. It's definitely not the cheapest thing in the world. So if you're going to get into 3D printing, yes, it's addicting, but the problem is it's expensive. It is expensive. But if you have a hobby like this, as you can see, my shelf back here is full of McFarlane figures, Diamond Select, what's it, gosh, I can't remember the name of the, who makes Apex, Jack's Pacific. There's all kinds back here. And so, as you can tell, I'm full up. And a lot of times, I'll just fill spaces with 3D prints because they're so cool. And it's fun and it's addictive. But it is expensive. But anyway, enough about that. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that notification channel. Comment below. And most importantly, share this channel with your friends. Who knows, maybe one of them out of the hundreds of thousands of friends that you have will like the content and will help me out. So until next time, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by my lab. I'm Dr. Sketch.